Your body has forgotten how to rest. Not because you're lazy, not because you're weak, but because somewhere along the way, your nervous system got stuck in survival mode and never came back down. You lie in bed exhausted, but your brain won't stop. You take a day off but feel more drained than before. You sleep 8 hours and wake up like you ran a marathon in your dreams. That's not a rest problem, that's a regulation problem. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to teach you exactly how to fix it. How to train your body to actually recover. How to rest so deeply that you come back sharper, clearer, and more powerful than you've ever been. How to rest so well it makes you dangerous. Not dangerous like reckless, dangerous like unshakable. Dangerous like the calmest person in any room who also happens to be the most focused. That kind of dangerous. Let me explain what's actually happening inside you. Your nervous system has 2 modes, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Fight or flight and rest and digest. Sympathetic is your gas pedal. It's activated when you're stressed, threatened, working, rushing, scrolling, and consuming, performing. Heart rate up, cortisol flowing, muscles tense, brain on high alert. Parasympathetic is your brake pedal. It's activated when you're safe, calm, connected, breathing slowly, heart rate down, muscles relaxed, digestion working, body repairing. Here's the problem. Modern life has your foot slammed on the gas pedal 24 hours a day. Work stress, notifications, news, deadlines, social media, traffic, bills, emails, arguments, comparisons. That one text you're not sure how to respond to. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between a tiger chasing you and your boss sending a passive-aggressive email at 11 p.m. It responds to both the same way. Survival mode, gas pedal, full throttle, and it never comes back down. So when you finally try to rest, your body doesn't know how. You're lying on the couch, but your heart is still racing. You're on vacation, but your mind is still churning. You're technically doing nothing, but your system is still burning fuel like you're running from danger. That's why you're exhausted all the time. You're not failing to rest. Your nervous system is failing to shift gears. And until you fix that, no amount of sleep or weekends or vacations will help you. You'll just be tired in nicer locations. Let me tell you a story. A young woodcutter wanted to prove himself. He challenged the old master to a contest, sunrise to sunset. Whoever chops the most wood wins. The young man goes hard, doesn't stop once, swinging until his arms burn and his lungs scream. Every hour he looks over at the old man, and every time the old man is sitting down, drinking tea, stretching, even napping at one point. The young man smiles. Easy win. Sunset comes. They count the wood. The old man wins, decisively. The young man is stunned. He asks, "How?" "I never stopped. You rested constantly." The old man says, "Yes, but every time I rested, I sharpened my axe." Here's what that story is really about. The old man wasn't just physically resting. He was strategically shifting his nervous system, dropping into parasympathetic, allowing recovery at the deepest level. So when he picked up the axe again, his whole system was optimized. The young man never shifted gears. He stayed in sympathetic the entire time, and his performance degraded with every hour. That's you right now. You've been in sympathetic for months, maybe years. Your axe is so dull you're basically hitting trees with a metal stick, and you're wondering why everything feels so hard. It's not hard because you're weak. It's hard because you're depleted and you've forgotten how to refill. Let me teach you how to actually shift gears. How to train your nervous system to drop into parasympathetic on command. How to rest at the deepest level. 5 strategies. All backed by neuroscience. All immediately actionable. Strategy 1. Extend your exhale. This is the fastest way to manually shift your nervous system. When you breathe in, you activate sympathetic, gas pedal. When you breathe out, you activate parasympathetic. Most people breathe with short, shallow inhales and even shorter exhales. That's survival breathing. It keeps your system in low-grade fight or flight all day. The fix is simple. Make your exhale longer than your inhale. Breathe in for 4 counts. Breathe out for 6 or 8 counts. Do this for 2 minutes. Within 60 seconds, your heart rate will drop, your muscles will relax, your brain will start to calm. This works because the vagus nerve, which controls your parasympathetic response, is directly activated by slow, extended exhales. You're not just breathing, you're sending a signal to your entire nervous system that says, "We're safe, stand down." Do this before bed. Do this after stressful moments. Do this in your car before walking into your house. Do this before difficult conversations. 2 minutes. Inhale 4. Exhale 6 or 8. Manual override for your nervous system. Strategy 2. The sacred wind down hour. 1 hour before bed. Every night. Non-negotiable. No screens, no phone, no laptop, no television, nothing with a glowing rectangle. Here's why this matters. Screens don't just emit blue light that suppresses melatonin. They keep your brain in consumption mode, processing, reacting, evaluating. Your nervous system stays in sympathetic because there's always more input coming. When you cut screens 1 hour before bed, you remove the stimulus that's keeping your system activated. But here's the key: you have to replace it with something that actively promotes parasympathetic. Read a physical book. Your brain shifts from reactive to receptive. Stretch or do gentle yoga. Your body releases physical tension. Journal. You process thoughts instead of accumulating them. Have a slow conversation. Connection activates safety signals. Take a warm bath or shower. Temperature change triggers relaxation response. This hour is not just about avoiding screens, it's about actively training your nervous system that this time of day means wind down. After 2 weeks of consistent practice, your body will start dropping into parasympathetic automatically as the wind down hour begins. You're building a trigger, a Pavlovian response for rest. Protect this hour like your mental health depends on it, because it does. Strategy 3. The body release. You carry tension you don't even know about. Right now. Your shoulders are probably slightly raised, your jaw might be clenched, your forehead might be tight, your stomach might be braced. This is the physical residue of chronic sympathetic activation, and it accumulates. Your body is literally holding the shape of stress. The body release is a daily practice of actively discharging this tension. The simplest version is progressive muscle relaxation. Lie on your back. Close your eyes. Starting at your feet, consciously tense each muscle group as hard as you can for 5 seconds, then release completely. Move up through your calves, thighs, glutes, stomach, chest, arms, hands, shoulders, neck, face, forehead. Tense, hold, release. By the time you finish, you'll realize how much tension you were carrying without knowing it, and you'll feel your nervous system drop into a deeper state than you've experienced in months. A more advanced version is shaking. This sounds ridiculous. It works. Stand up and shake your entire body for 3 to 5 minutes. Arms, legs, torso, everything. Let it be chaotic and uncontrolled. Animals do this instinctively after stress. A gazelle that escapes a lion will shake for several minutes. It's how their nervous system discharges the survival energy and returns to baseline. Humans don't do this. We suppress the energy. We hold it in. And it calcifies into chronic tension and anxiety. Shake it out. Let your body complete the stress cycle. Return to baseline. Do this after work, after stressful events, before bed, whenever you feel wound up. Your body knows how to release. You just have to let it. Strategy 4. The input fast. Your brain is drowning in information. We consume more content in a single day than people 100 years ago consumed in a month. News, social media, podcasts, articles, videos, notifications, messages, opinions. Every piece of input requires processing. And processing keeps your brain in active mode, which keeps your nervous system in sympathetic. You cannot deeply rest while your brain is constantly digesting new information. The input fast is simple. 1 day per week, consume nothing. No social media, no news, no YouTube, no podcasts, no articles, no email unless truly urgent. 1 full day where nothing goes into your brain except direct sensory experience, what you see, hear, smell, taste, touch in real life. The first few hours will be uncomfortable. You'll feel the pull to check something. That's addiction. That's your brain demanding its usual dopamine hits. Push through it. By the end of the day, something shifts. Your thoughts become clearer. Your own ideas start surfacing. You feel more present than you have in months. This is what your brain feels like when it's not drowning. Start with half a day if a full day feels impossible, but build toward 24 hours of mental silence. Your nervous system needs space to fully downshift. Give it that space. Speaking of building the right mental framework, if you're realizing that your mindset needs a complete overhaul, I made another video specifically about that. It's about developing bulletproof confidence and the kind of mental toughness that makes you unstoppable. Check it out on the channel after this one, and subscribe if you haven't. The stuff we're covering here goes deep. Strategy 5. The identity shift. This is the deepest work, and the most important. Somewhere in your subconscious, rest is associated with weakness, with laziness, with falling behind, with not being enough. That belief is keeping you stuck in sympathetic. Because if rest equals weakness, your brain will resist it, sabotage it, make you feel guilty during it, keep one eye open, never fully let go. You have to reframe rest as power. Here's the truth. Your muscles don't grow in the gym. They grow during recovery. Your brain doesn't learn during input. It consolidates during rest. Your immune system doesn't fight infections while you're stressed. It repairs while you're in parasympathetic. Every elite performer knows this. Top athletes treat recovery with the same discipline as training. They have sleep protocols, recovery days, nervous system regulation practices. Because they understand that performance is built on rest. You are not a machine that can run indefinitely. You are a biological system that requires cycling between activation and recovery. When you push without recovering, you don't get stronger. You get depleted, your performance degrades, your thinking gets foggy, your emotions get volatile, your health breaks down. The people who perform at the highest level aren't the ones who never rest. They're the ones who rest strategically and completely. Rest is not the reward for hard work. Rest is what makes hard work sustainable. Make this identity shift and everything changes. You stop feeling guilty for taking care of yourself. You start protecting your recovery time. You become someone who performs at a high level, not because you never stop, but because you know exactly when to stop. That's power. Real power. Sustainable power. Now let me tell you what happens when you implement these 5 strategies consistently. Week 1. You'll notice your sleep improving. You'll fall asleep faster and wake up more refreshed. Week 2. Your baseline anxiety drops. Things that used to stress you out feel more manageable. Week 3. Your thinking sharpens. Problems that seemed complex have obvious solutions. Your creativity starts returning. Week 4. People start noticing something different about you. You're calmer, more present, more grounded. There's a steadiness to you that wasn't there before. Month 2. You become a different person, not because you changed who you are, but because you finally have the energy to be who you actually are. You're not reactive anymore. You're responsive. You're not scattered. You're focused. You're not surviving. You're thriving. That's what it means to be dangerous. Not aggressive, not reckless. Dangerous because you're operating from a full tank for the first time in years. Dangerous because your nervous system is regulated and your mind is clear. Dangerous because you have access to your full capacity. Most people are running at 30%, exhausted, reactive, barely holding it together. You'll be running at 90%, calm, sharp, unstoppable. That's the power of learning to truly rest. So here's what I want you to do. Tonight, not tomorrow, tonight. 1 hour before bed, put your phone in another room. Do something analog. Read, stretch, journal, sit in silence. Tomorrow, practice the extended exhale. 4 counts in, 6 to 8 counts out. 2 minutes. Notice how your body responds. This week, pick one day for your input fast. No consumption, just presence. Start there. Build the other strategies as you go. You've been running in survival mode for too long. Your nervous system has forgotten how to shift gears. It's time to retrain it. The old man won because he knew when to put down the axe and sharpen it. Now it's your turn. Rest like your power depends on it. Because it does. I'll see you in the next one.